Schools of Management Studies, Harshali Gomase. Welcome to our today's honorable guest, Dr. Meeta Mishra Madam, and the students of Matrix MBA first and second year for a session on differentiate yourself in professional world. Under the fourth dimension lecture series, which we have started for the students from last 2 years under the guidance of our Honorable Director, Dr. Satish Ubale sir. The main purpose to start the fourth dimension lecture series is to motivate students and improve their skills and knowledge. Now I welcome to our today's honorable guest, Dr. Meeta Mishra Madam. Madam has done her PhD in HR from Marathwada University, Aurangabad in 2015 and completed her MBA in HR from Aurangabad University. Madam has 11-year experience in academic and 5 years experience in industry. Currently, Madam is working as an associate professor at NBN Sinhagar Schools of Management Studies, Pune. Madam is approved research guide at Pune University and 6 students pursuing PhD under her guidance. Madam has participated and presented her research paper in national and international conferences, and she published her paper in national and international journals also. So students, without waste of your time, I request to our honorable guest, Dr. Meeta Mishra ma'am, to take the charge of the session. Ma'am, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, Dr. Harshali ma'am, for the invitation, and thank you for giving me such a warm welcome. Thank you so much. Without wasting the time, as she has said, we'll start the session. I hope this, ma'am, I would like to share the screen.
Please, ma'am, please.
I hope this is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
So, as she has already said that the topic is differentiating yourself. So, what is differentiating yourself? We don't have to do something great or something like that. That is the topic today. Differentiating yourself. That is how to gain the competitive edge. I hope all the students are from MBA first and second year, ma'am. Hello. This batch is from first year or second year? Anybody can answer?
Both, ma'am. First year and second year.
Okay, fine. So likewise, the session will go on. Okay. Differentiating yourself in today's world is the topic given to me, which is a very, what you can say, it is a very prompt topic which everyone will be willingly to listen to into, especially for MBA students, because every one of us know that it is in this competitive world, it is becoming very hard for us to make a stand in this world. Now, what do you mean by stand? To make ourselves visible. Actually, we need to make ourselves visible in the crowd. Part of this is today's lecture will be divided into 2 parts. That is, first part before getting the job and second part after getting the job. That's the only reason I have asked, do we have both the students, first year and second year students? Okay. Now, when we talk about before getting the job, the skills would be totally different. And after getting the job, making yourself visible would be totally different. Okay. Now, when we say that it is becoming harder for us to make ourselves very visible in the crowd, it means we need to showcase our skills and abilities to the employees so that we can be hired. Once we are hired, it becomes a toughest job to retain in the industry where we find so many competitors. So that is why we should have a learning mindset, first of all. Learning mindset helps us to develop the skills and ability. We should be having extraordinary curriculum things in our life, not only related to our career, but also related to our hobbies. In further discussion, I will tell you how do extracurricular hobbies help us to grow. We also need to develop the soft skills and the hard skills, which are very much necessary for the survival of employee in the organization. We are throughout the session, we are only going to talk about the survival of for the career. Now, when we talk about the career, it is also our personal needs which will help us to develop into this session. So I hope everyone is with me. Skills required. Now, as we are students, and we all know that whenever I will be reading one of the skills from this, you all know these are the common skills. These are the common skills for an MBA graduate to go through or to inhale in all these things. Now, doesn't mean that all the skills will be inhaled by an individual. You are supposed to identify which skills you are lacking in, and then you have to inhale. It cannot be that all the qualities are inhaled by a single person. First thing is the confidence, which is very much needed nowadays. When we say confident, you should be confident of what you are doing. First, you have to prove yourself, yes, this is what I am doing, and I'm confident enough that whatever I am doing is right. That is very much necessary. If you don't feel that what you are doing is right, you cannot be confident enough to explain or present yourself in an interview or on the organizational platform. Second one is communication. Throughout my career, I have seen that people are technically sound, but they lack on communication skills. Now, communication skills are two types, verbal and non-verbal. We will talk about verbal skills because technically we are supposed to interact with so many departments, people, and sorts of people, lower level, upper level, middle level, our colleagues, co-workers. And if we don't have that communication skills, we don't express ourselves, we don't present ourselves. Next one is the body language. Though you feel that I am very positive today, but it should be shown through your body language that you're positive, you're carrying that positive energy, you are representing the organization, you are a person of openness. That should be seen through your body language. Now, what next one is active listening. Once you join an organization, listening skills are to be developed by default. See, I'm using the word default. Default is आपको नहीं सुनना है तो भी आपको सुनना ही पड़ेगा. That is the very important thing in your life you should be doing. Active listener you should become, so that a person who is instant and is ready to tell you something, he will have sought out the things that yes, he has listened. 110 times the work is carried out when you don't listen and it gives the wrong impression. So active listener is a must thing which you should be carrying, which everyone should be carrying. This is not only implemented in the in your career but in your personal life also. When you are an active listener or you are a good listener or you're a passive listener, this will help you to grow yourself. Punctuality. Every now and then your faculties must be telling you you should be punctual, do things on time and all that. But punctuality doesn't mean being only on time. Punctuality means doing the things on time. That is very important. Just making yourself available for the session is not punctuality. Making yourself physically available is also not punctuality. Making yourself with your mind, with your heart, with your willingness is called as punctuality. Teamwork. As everyone knows that teamwork, because all organizations are throughout centrally attached with one another department. So teamwork is very much important. You work in a team. Nowadays, even the marketing department works in a team. The not only IT department, the marketing, finance, all department work in team. So teamwork is very important. If you work in a team, all this, the above highlighted, what you can skills will be required to work in a team, because communication is very must. If you don't have a good communication, you will not be in a position to interact with the team. If you are not a good listener, you will always keep on bossing the things, because I don't want to listen to what he's saying. This is the attitude you carry. So all that is why, after having inhaling all such skills, team leader or the teamwork can be carried out properly. Next one is the leadership style. As at the start itself, I have told, all the skills cannot be carried out by one person. So it depends on a person who is very extrovert kind of person, who has things to be told out, or who is ready to take the leadership, who is ready to take the initiative, can only become a good leader. So leadership is a quality which everyone cannot carry, but it should be related to a person, or you should identify yourself that can I be the leader? Can I have that thing? Anybody can be a technically sound, but he cannot be a good leader. If you ask him to solve some problems, he will just solve the problem, but he cannot explain how it has been done. He will tell you that give me n number of things I'm ready to do, but don't tell me to give a lecture on XYZ thing. Adaptability. Now, what is adaptability? We have seen that things are changing as fast as you keep on changing your mobile nowadays. Okay, so adaptability plays a very important role in the survival of an employee in the organization, because the cultural thing, the organizational thing, the situational thing, the management also keeps on changing nowadays of an organization. So change is very much necessary, and which will be used in adapting the things. And the more fast you adapt the things, the more fast the survival keeps on changing. Multitasking. So multitasking is one thing where you are not hired. If you are working in an organization in a finance department, say for example in a finance department, you will not be hired to only related to your table or only related to your department. You should be multitasker. Multitasker doesn't mean that you should be having all such of knowledge, but you should be in a position to at least understand, share the knowledge with some other. Your knowledge which should be shared to others. That is called as multitasking. At least you should be in a position where you can say, yes, I want to be part of this. I am ready to do this. I am ready to do that. I am in a position to learn. Okay. And extra co-curriculum. Now, what is extra co-curriculum? Every now and then you must be hearing that there are so many things which are going on in the organization. In your department, being students, you are told to participate in a number of activities, projects, and number of presentations and all, where you should not be forced to. It should be willingly, and this all skills which you develop becoming a student or when you are a student are inhaled you, and this are experienced throughout your journey in your career, so that the organization can feel that they have not only hired a single person, but they have hired a multitasker is ready to do so many things. All these things, whenever your madam or your faculties or your mentors are here to guide you, to tell you that you are here and you should be doing all these things. It should not be forced. You keep on learning things. That is why being student, you are here to learn things, and all these things when you possess, it will be carried out throughout your life. Moving further, this is a what you can say, it is a unique value for you. Now, when you say what is unique value quotient, unique value quotient is the characteristics or the skills which every one of you or even me carries. But the thing is, how do you identify your characteristics? How do you identify your skills is the main question. Everyone cannot be an analyst. Everyone cannot be a finalist. Everyone cannot be Sachin Tendulkar. So this is called as unique value quotient. Now, unique value quotient talks about the skills a person inhales. There may be things which you inhale, but you don't identify yourself. So, how do you identify yourself is the way of studying unique value quotient. Through the process or through my session, I will tell you what are the different ways where you can identify unique value quotient. These are a process of identifying your skills. Once you identify your skills, you can automatically progress through your career. Now, a person should have hard and soft skills. Hard skills to retain in the organization and soft skills to excel yourself. Retain in the organization and excel yourself and excel is through your life, is through your career, is through is through your lifetime achievement. Before going through soft skills, let me tell you that being selected in an interview, your skills have to be highlighted. Now, when you say my skills are to be highlighted, my degree is to be highlighted, I should be having the same degree. When what you can say campus drive come to your college, or it is for some kind of specialization, say for example, marketing specialization, and you and your friends, a group of your friends have applied. You might be carrying the same qualification, the same graduation, nearby the same, what you can say, the marks, more or less the marks. But you should be in a position where you identify yourself, or you find yourself, or you place yourself differently from the group your friends or from your group. Now, how do you find or how do you differentiate yourself from that particular group or from the group, you can say? Because you're carrying the same degree, same graduation, same marks, same MBA degree. The way to highlight yourself differently is having some courses or carrying some skills which you find that you are in a position to carry. Doesn't mean your friend is very sound in that you should be doing the same thing. He might be willingly doing that. He finds that he is easy going with the certification or something else. Doesn't mean you should be doing that. For that, we had given you that unique value quotient. It is you who will be finding out your skills. Okay. Now, when we talk about the hard skills, we have n number of hard skills nowadays, which you can possess and find your career or uplift your career. But this is again, I am telling, generally you are always placed in a group where you find that, okay, my friend is doing an MS Excel course, I will be also doing. Okay, my friend has taken BA as a specialization, I should be also doing. He might be finding it very hard, very easy with the computers and all that. It's not you. So don't go away with the flow of your friends, or don't go away with the flow of your, what you can say, the surrounding. Identify yourself. Identify, think for a longer term, think for a future. Also identify which kind of specializations, which kind of courses are available in the market and are going on. Okay. Now, first one is the MS Excel. This is very much needed. I actually love this course. This is very much needed, and everyone has to study this course. This is what I personally feel, that without Excel, you cannot survive in the market. Everything is now in computers. Everything, the data, all it talks about the data. Though you are in marketing also, it talks about the data. Though you are in finance, it always talks about the data, the balance sheet and all. If you're in HR also, it talks about the data, because you need to take the references of your employees. You need to take the references for your selection process, the references for your what you can training and development process, the appraisal process and all that. In such a situation, you need to handle the data. And to handle the data cannot be done manually. So you need to know MS Excel. It is very much necessary, and you all should possess this kind of courses to make yourself stand differently or to face the competitive world. Data analytics. Now, Excel and data analysis are totally different courses. You should not club in, or you cannot say that Excel is because I possess an Excel degree, I can handle the data. Analysis is totally different thing. Okay, this is on Boom. It talks about handling the data, clearing the data, giving the feedback of the data. It talks about the future and all that. Blockchain, everyone knows that it's on a boom. Blockchain talks about data science. Data science is also one of the most ingredient thing which you should possess. What it talks about this digital marketing, as everyone is aware of, digital marketing and e-commerce. Digital marketing, everyone knows all the things are now digitally handled out. Now, digital marketing, if you have seen a Google page, and not if you have seen, everyone has seen a Google page, everyone has seen a Facebook page, everyone has seen an Instagram page. Now, whenever we see, we only talk about, or we see what we want to see. If you open a page of a Google, or you open a page of Facebook or Instagram, you will see that there are so many digital advertisement coming, popping up around the page, or around the what you can say, the corners of your Facebook or the Instagram or the Google. Every now and then, any page you open, you will see. If you are not interested, you will not identify, but when you actually go on the page and you see what actual things are there on the first page, you will come to know that the page is digitally designed and all the advertisements are coming. Likewise, also e-commerce. E-commerce is so important nowadays that you cannot live, or you cannot think of survival without e-commerce. Cloud computing. Cloud computing is for people who are technically sound. Social media marketing. This is one of the what you can say boomed marketing nowadays. Social media. It always is connected to people through social media. Which example I have just given, like Facebook and all that. Retail. One of the latest technology, you can say, retail industry, where you want to flourish yourself. You cannot just say I am into retails. You cannot just say I would like to work in retail. You need to carry all the stuffs of what is needed to go into the retail, which is Excel, data analytics, blockchain. All these things are needed. That is why I have written retail at the end. Artificial intelligence, as everyone is aware, that artificial intelligence plays a major role in handling all the data nowadays. Product manager. End-to-end description is called as product manager. If you are aware of a product management, doesn't mean he is into production department, all into all that stuff. Product management is a person who has end-to-end description of any product. Is handling from day one to day last. He's also into production of that product. He's also into marketing of the product. He's also into the what you can say launching of the product. He's also into the profit of the product. He's also into the competition of the product. And next one is the Python. The Python is also talking about the programmer. For that, you need to have some courses. You also need to have a technically sound person having a degree of BE or from BSc and all that. Now, these are the things which are called as hard skills, or you can inhale the skills, or you can get enrolled into some courses, and then you can study these skills. We also have soft skills where you have to acquire the skills. There is no one who is going to come and teach you about the skills. Let me come to the soft skills. Now, these are the soft skills. Why soft skill is so much necessary, though you are technically sound, though you have faced the interview, though you are been selected for the process, though we find that once we join an organization, soft skill plays a very important role because the organization is surrounded with employees. Employees talks about emotion. Employees talks about feelings. Employees talks about sharing. Employees talks about behavior. So you cannot be treated as a robot. You cannot be doing things as robot. I don't feel anything about her. I damn care about my co-workers. That is why soft skill plays a very important role in your career, and it should be inhaled in such a way that it should be for lifetime. Now, when we talk about lifetime, the hard skills are for time being. I'm once again saying these skills are learned, they are for temporary phase, they are learned for doing n kind of things. They are done with an intention, they are done to do the things which are seen physically, but soft skills are which nobody is going to come and teach you, which you yourself will have to inhale the things, which you will have to learn, so that people differentiate you from the crowd, people identify you from the crowd, where you make yourself visible in the organization. These skills are only the things which will make you stand out of the crowd, which will make you visible in n number of people, where the organization really feels, yes, this is the person which I was hunting for. Yes, this is the person which should be promoted to the next position. Yes, this is what is expected apart from having the technical knowledge. So this is very much important. You should be a great influencer. What is an influencer? Now you will say, madam, what is an influencer? How can I influence anyone? Influencer doesn't say that you should be doing something to influence anyone. You should be doing things with simplicity. You should be doing things where you find it is really needed apart from your really daily routine task, where you find that, yes, this is what is needed here. I don't have to be doing the things, target given things. This is what is psychologically needed. This is what a person has to share with somebody else. There, the coziness comes in an organization where people try and say, "Arey yaar, aaj ye aaya nahi kya?" Say, for example, there is a person say called Rahul, and Rahul is a person, a very helpful kind of person, is very interactive person. He cracks jokes very now and then. He leads. He's not a leader type, but he is a person where anybody is happy going with. So the way, if somebody else, Rahul, is absent on any day, people miss him. अरे आज इतना शांत शांत क्यों है? क्या राहुल नहीं आया है? अरे आज राहुल ने मुझे मैसेज नहीं डाला है. Is something wrong with the Rahul? Somewhere you are the influencer. This is called as influencer. People have, or you have a mindset on people. People think about you at your back. This is called as influencer. This has nothing to do, I'm again telling, this has nothing to do you with your target oriented daily routine job. You cannot be treated as a robot in an organization that I will go there, punch in, because we have talked about punctuality, we have talked about multitasking, we have talked about what you can say, career oriented. We have also talked about doing things in the right way, time management. This is what everyone is doing. What you are doing is something different. Next one is the time management. Making yourself available with the allotted slot is very, very important, because every time you are given you are treated as a multitasker in an organization. Now, what is a multitasker? A person who is doing n number of things at the same time. He is given n number of data to handle at the same time. He's also been told that he's also been told to take care of his junior. What you can say, there is a system nowadays which is called as a mentor in the organization. It is a new concept in HR, and it is called as mentor allotment. A group of new joinee is provided with a mentor. A mentor is a person who is experienced and prolonged in an organization. Is likewise you have a mentor in the college the same way. He is a person who has been provided with a junior organization, a junior colleague, and for 1 year he has been provided with a mentor. The mentor has to do all the things, has to help him throughout the journey forward. Right from the placements, the moment he is placed in the department, he has to be with him throughout the year for orientation, for induction, for getting the things done, for documentation, because every organization have a large number of documentation and a large number or a lengthy process of joining. So he has to be there for documentation. He has to help him out through what kind of mails he has to do, which department is to be contacted for which reason, whom he has to be approaching for which work, who is the authority here, who is the management here, how he can approach the process of approaching anyone, the process of knowing the co-workers, all these things is done by a mentor in the organization, and this is called as mentor process in HR department. When a person is provided as a mentor, say for example, you are provided as a mentor to your colleague or to your junior, at that situation, you can also be called as an influencer. He should be feeling like you are like a sister to him, you are like a big brother to him, or you are like a mother to him if you're very senior. Like, it should not be treated as a work given to you. If he comes to you for a help, it should not be like a one-way track. Okay, I'm telling you, just do what I have told you to, because I'm a mentor now. I will be instructing you and you are supposed to follow. All such things should not be done. It should be psychologically, emotionally, touch should be given so that the person feels cozy to stay for a prolonged type of in the organization. The environment should be created, a soft environment should be created, a healthy promotable environment is to be created, and that is why a mentor is to be provided, because an HR cannot stand all alone with two assistant and handle all junior staff or handle all the new staff. And that is where the process of mentor is being provided in the organization. But if the mentor himself is treating the junior as one of what you can say, one of a task given to him, instead of knowing that it should be having a behavioral touch, it should be having a soft skill touch, it should be having an emotional psychological touch, it should be a friendly touch with the junior, it cannot be carried out. Then it's no use doing or providing a junior with a mentor. Okay. Now, next one is the work ethics and management. This is what comes under work ethics under the process of mentor. Work ethics and management. There are no rules provided for work ethics. There are no rules provided for managing the management task. It is you who approaches the organization or once joins an organization will decide what is the work ethics. That is why you should be a good listener. Being a good listener, you try to learn things. If you listen thing, you try to analyze the thing. You analyze the thing, you try to know whether it is positive or whether it is negative, whether it is right or whether it is wrong, whether it is needed for me or should I leave it. It is not of my needs. All things which come to your ear doesn't mean are of your need. So that is why good listener can be a person who tries to analyze the things, identify the things, leave the thing, or whether intake the thing. So good listener will be a good learner. Good learner will be a person of good approachable. Good approachable person will be a good employee, because he is doing the things not only given a task or productivity or physical work, but he is doing the things willingly, doing the things with the intention that it is to be done for a positive sake, doing the things so that the team is doing, for helping someone else, for helping the co-workers, being a leader, for building up the team. So good listener will always learn good or have work ethics. Now, what are work ethics? Depending upon the organization to organization, work ethics changes. You yourself will have to analyze what are work ethics. Before reaching my boss, I have to ask him, is he available? Before calling my boss or calling a colleague, I have to drop a message. Need to talk to you, sir. Is it the right time to call you? He will put a message. Okay, you can call, or we can talk tomorrow or something like that. These are called as work. Who should be approaching? For which work I should be approaching someone else. Now, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the heart of the organization with the communication. Good communication will always lead to emotional intelligence. If you don't have good communication, good tongue, your survival in the organization is very difficult nowadays because the competition has increased a lot. If you see, for one application, there are 50 CVs on the table. 50 CVs will be having 50 different skills. And you want to make yourself visible, or you want to prove yourself that I am different from this 50, which is a difficult task. Even the online work, the work from home has been proof that the competition is increased. Because when we were doing physical work, say for example, there is an advertisement in Pune in say called as Infosys. And before online work, it was a physical work. So the people who are ready to shift to Pune will only apply. People around Pune will only apply. People who are in Pune will only apply. But because of online work or work from home, it has become very easy. Now the competition is in the country, throughout the country, not only in Pune or in Maharashtra, it's for India. Because it is online work. Anybody can apply, anybody can be doing the work, staying at home and doing the work. So the competition has increased because of this online work. So the competition has increased as well as to prove yourself, make yourself visible, make yourself sell yourself is also increased. Whenever we talk about that I should be chosen out, I need to have that label on me. That is what we have studied, marketing style. That the colorful packaging helps you to sell the product. Same way, your skills, your ability, your readiness, your willingness, your adaptability will make you to sell yourself. The more the competition, the more the skills are to be enhanced. The more this competition, the more you are to be approached. People should say, yes, I am in need of this person. This is how you are supposed to groom yourself. Grooming yourself doesn't mean that you go to any what you can say courses. Okay, madam ने इतने सारे course बता दिए, अभी मैं चाहता हूँ and I enroll myself in some of the course, get a certificate. Getting a certificate nowadays has become very easy. Especially in Pune, it has become very easy because everyone knows that Pune is a hub of education. So getting a certificate in Pune has become easier than inhaling the skills because you're not taught that, because you don't buy with the certificate, because you don't have that learning capacity, because you yourself cannot identify what is good for me. Here you are supposed to identify the skills and then inhale the skills. That is why you cannot be told every now and then. You don't have a mentor when you join an organization with you. अरे ये देख ले हाँ ये तुझे काम में आएगा ये सीख ले ये कहने के लिए आपके पास कोई नहीं रहता. For this you yourself have to work it out. Now how do this are what I have told are the skills because we are running out of time. These are the skills, soft skills and hard skills. Now the big question is how to identify the skills, finding your unique value. how to identify the skill is very, very, very important. Because everyone cannot have the same skill style. Because everyone cannot be technically sound. Everyone cannot be soft tongue. Everyone cannot be a person of approachable. So you need to identify the unique value quotients. Now, what are unique value quotients? The skills identified for a particular person. For me, it would be different. For you, it would be different. For her, it would be different. For him, it would be different. Now, these are the steps of identifying. These are the questions. These few questions, if you ask yourself, you might be in a position to identify what are unique value quotient. The first question is, what do you find easy? If we talk about the hard skill, if you talk about the n number of courses you have completed or you need to complete, you should be asking yourself these questions. This question will give you an answer, and then you can identify the skills you should appraise. What do you find it easy? Whether you find doing the courses which are related to computers are easy, whether you find yourself fitable in finance courses, whether you find yourself doing the marketing courses on an HR courses. What do people compliment or congratulate you on? आते हैं ना अपने स्टूडेंट्स, अपने ही फ्रेंड्स आके बोलते हैं यार तूने बता दिया वरना मुझे तो ये पता ही नहीं था कैसे था. It was so easy but I was not knowing this. होता है ना that many a times you don't know the small tricks and you come to know, when you come to know the trick you automatically thank your friend, thank your colleague, thank your co-worker, saying that yes यार इतना छोटा सा चीज था, इतने दिनों से मुझे आ नहीं रहा था, thank you so much, I have learned something new today. You say like this. So that is how when people compliment you or when people congratulate you on that yes you are master, यार मुझे पता ही था तू ही कर सकता है ये, something like that. Okay, what do you excel in? Because you yourself can identify what you excel in. Every one of us have some skills. It doesn't mean कि मुझे क्या पता है मुझे खुद पता नहीं. Everyone has skills which we don't identify ourselves or we don't notice. We don't notice because we don't find it necessary to identify our skills itself. This is the best thing before going to any interview. I was on interview panel for 5 years in Videocon International. Wherever you go for an interview, you identify your skills. And how you will bring it to the notice of the interviewer, that is what that is also I am going to tell. First of all, whenever there is an interview, the interviewer never asks question. The only common questions are introduce yourself and where do you find yourself in 5 years. This is the common question. और इस question ही वो आपको पूछ सकते हैं. Rest is all written in your CV. So these two questions you learn it by heart. उसका रट्टा मार लो. And the later on questions he never asks you. The moment you complete your answer, it ends where उसको पकड़ के ही next question पूछा जाता है. This is the technique of interview. Because when I was in the panel, we don't know what kind of person is going to come next for interview. We take his CV. Okay, introduce yourself. He says XYZ things. He says n number of things. Blah 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 blah. I am listening to his answer. I'm listening to his answer. I'm listening to his answer. And then I see, okay, something is different from the other person. जिसने अभी तक इंटरव्यू दिया उसमें से ये तो after 10 you're the 12th one or the 11th one, and then I find that he has told something which is different from the other person. Then I ask the question related to that point. Say for example, he says I have a degree of advanced Excel. Okay, can you show me how to do VLOOP and loop and all that? He says yes. Can you tell me how it is done? This is how it goes on. Then he will tell something else. Then I will again ask the question which is totally different from the others. So this is so he never asks any question. He or she, whatever are the person. The interviewer is not interested in knowing what you want. the interviewer is interested in asking you questions कि आप क्या कह रहे हो, अच्छा फिर ये बताओ, फिर you will give the answer, अच्छा ये कह रहे हो क्या, अच्छा ये बताओ. So you are the person who is putting questions to him and he is asking you the questions. You end up like this, that he will ask you questions related to your answer. Again, you end up in such a way that he will ask you questions related to the same thing. So you are the person who is giving him words or giving him points or giving him hints. Acha, you ask this question. So you are not interviewer. You are not interviewing, or he is not interviewing you. You are the person who is asking the interviewer. मुझे ये आता है, ये पूछो ना. मुझे वो आता है, ये पूछो ना. This is how you are supposed to manipulate your interview. This is the technique of interviewing, or this you can say this is the manipulation when you go for the interview. Okay. Now, coming to a point, what do people come to you for advice? This is very, very important. Now, don't tell कि madam मेरे पास तो कोई आता ही नहीं. Every one of us approaches one another because nobody is technically sound, nobody is having all the knowledge. We ask help, with the help of others only we are here. So you should identify the skills. How do or where do people come to you for advice? It might be anything, not only related to your career. It can be anything. Many a times Many times it might be related to your hobbies also. Hobbies also give you self-development or self-confidence. So it can be anything. The next one is, what do you do better than any other else? This is the question where the interviewer identifies you as, and you have been selected in the selection process. What do you do better than any other else? And the whole lecture is on this only. How do you differentiate yourself in this competitive world? This is your okay. Now these are the steps one by one. This is the step one. Quotient to uncover your unique value quotient. Next one is get involved in the task. Now, as I have told you already, that the lecture is divided into part A and part B. Till now, whatever I have told you is for the students who are not. How to make yourself visible in this competitive world. These are the courses, these are the soft skills you carry so that you are unique from the others or you are different from the others. But there are some students who are also on job or who are on interns, second year students. Now they are in the organization, and how do they make themselves visible to their boss, to the management, whereas performance appraisal, for interview, for promotions. Get involved in the tasks that use your unique value quotient. You yourself voluntarily should get involved in the task where you know that you can do this task at your best. Where you know that you can show all your skills in this task. If you are not chosen also, voluntarily say, I would like to be part of this task. Can I be given the preference to be part of this task? Though you're not, because they find you're unexperienced, you're still an intern, so they might not have taken you. But still you can say, sir, I would be like to be a part of this task. They will say, नहीं madam, आपका experience नहीं बनता उतना, हम नहीं ले सकते. You just tell them, don't give me allotment of work. I'm here to help you through documentation work. मैं xerox निकालूंगी, मैं ये करूंगी, मैं वो करूंगी. I will help you in all this process. Because whenever you're part of that process, you're attending the meeting, you're sitting with them, you're learning things because you're a good observer, because you're a good learner. You need to do the things actually. You can learn the things when you listen them because you're a good learner, good observer, and you're part of the task, how they have handled the task, how they have analyzed the task, how they have interpreted the task. This is the process of learning. So get involved in the task. Don't say, madam, wo to humko lete nahi. They tell us, intern don't do this, intern don't do that. But you just tell them, I'm here to help you out. I'm here to help with the documentation work. कुछ नहीं तो मैं xerox से निकाल के दूंगी आपको. Doing these things is showing that you are ready to learn. Doing these things shows that you are with them, and they always make you part of all these things, calling for meetings and all. Talk about your unique value quotient in performance appraisals and interview. Now, what are unique value quotients? The skills which you have identified. How you have identified? By asking the questions to yourself, making them show. You need to show your skills in interview, in performance appraisal. Now, if it is an interview, many students come to me because I am in HR line. Many students come and say, "Madam, HR round हो गया, लेकिन उन्होंने मुझे पूछा ही नहीं, तो मैं बता ही नहीं सकी." I am again and again telling you, they don't ask you questions. See, to you, you put words in their mouth and उनको बोलो, force them to ask you that things. This is the technique of an interview. आपको ही उनको देने पड़ेंगे शब्द, ये कहते हुए कि हाँ अच्छा ये बोल रहा है कि ये बंदा ठीक है, अभी इसको ये पूछता हूँ. एंड यू आर एट द बेस्ट. ये पूछता हूँ मतलब मैं आई हूँ उसके लिए हूँ ना इंटरव्यू में. आई एम हियर टू शोकेस माय स्किल्स. ग्रेट. The moment he asks you question related to your skill, you burst out with happiness in you, saying that yes, now this question I am going to answer for 5 minutes, unless and until he says, "Stop, madam, need to ask the next question." Okay, understood. You know everything about this. He will ask the same question. Put the words, phrases, your skills in such a manner that he is also a good listener. Remember, all interviewers are a good listeners, and that is why they are there as an HR interviewers. They will hear only what you are telling them, and they will only pick, because I have already told you, listening, analyzing, and making it a point that what is different than others is what the part the interviewer is doing. So whatever you telling him, he will listen, he will analyze. अच्छा ये किसी ने बोला है, ये नहीं बोला है, इसने ये पहली बार बोला है, इतने 10 में से 4 लोगों ने ये बताया है, तो अभी मैं इसको ये क्वेश्चन पूछती. So we will ask you the question, and you are best with the skills, with an experience, telling him, okay, let me handle this question very tactfully, and you will answer him, and then you are select. So talk about your skills in performance appraisal and interviews also. Now performance appraisal, there might be students who have completed their intern and now there is a placement drive also. So you should make a point that you showcase your skills in such a way that in the performance appraisal, your performance is been evaluated by the HR in such a way that you are been selected on the role. Now, how will you make this visible? Till now, whatever you have done in the internship or through the internship, you will have to tell them where you have done your best, where you have shown that this was not told to me. I have done it voluntarily. This was not my task. This was not my work. Extracurricular activities. This was not my task. This was not told to me. I wanted to be part of this. I am in a process of learning. I am a good learner. मुझे सीखना था इसलिए मैंने किया. All these things are being taken into account. Help your co-workers. Now, whenever we say help your co-workers, it's not making him realize कि मैं यहाँ हूँ और I am here to help you. It's showing your skills. When we say showing our skills, Doesn't mean that every now and then, you don't know how to do this, I will help you. You don't know how to do this, I will help you. No. Let it be approachable. Let it be in a sense that he needs your help. Because when it comes to need the help, then I am here to help you is a different thing. And to showcase that you cannot do anything, that is why I am helping you, is a totally different. That is domination. But somebody needs my help and I have that technique and I have that skill so that I can help him is totally different. Likewise, there is a vice versa also. You are helping a co-worker, but he is very ungrateful person. He is not ready to take that appreciation also, or he is not ready to thank in public that he has helped, or he is always here to help you. In such situation where you find your co-worker is not grateful to you, or he is not empathic to you, in such situation, please don't help your co-worker. Because anything cannot be one-sided. It should always be two-sided. Next thing is, give your boss more than what you want. This is throughout your life learning. Give your boss what he wants more than what he is expecting. When he asks you, come for a presentation with your data, come a step ahead. Always. When he asks you, show me the data analysis, come always with the result. Because he's just asking for the data analysis. You analyze the data and not always analyzing the data in all the terms, at least with one or two quadrants, at least with one or two parameters is also good. Because you are, I know in an organization, you are overloaded with work. You are not that free that if your boss asks you with the data, you will go with the total analysis. Okay, look, boss, I have done everything before you have told. If you feel also you cannot do, because I know it is totally overloaded. 9 to 5 job nahi rehta hai. There is an in time, there is never an outgoing time. You are always been told the work tomorrow what you have to do prior today itself only. So I know it is not possible. But at least whenever you know, yes, this is very important task. And this is going to come in notice of the boss as well as the management as well as the HR. In that situation, you should do it in anyhow case, because you are getting yourself into notice, because you are making yourself noticeable. Not always. You should be in a position to identify what is important, what is prioritize your work. This is important. This is going to higher level management. This is where the meeting is going to be held on. This is the HR which is going to take a keynote of. This is what you have to identify yourself. And in that situation, in that work, you will have to make yourself noticeable. You will have to show, yes, I am always one step ahead. Yes, I am different from the others. Yes, I am here for the organization. Cultivate your broad net. This is very, very, very important nowadays. What is networking and broad network? Nobody will notice yourself. How different you are. You will have to sell yourself. Now, when you say that I am different, but if you don't showcase that you are different, how will anyone notice you? So that is why cultivate your broad network. Within the organization, outside the organization, socially, within friend circles, within the co-workers, this is what you will have to do. The more you are in connection, the more you are in the eyes of the people. The more you are being noticed by the people, the more you sell yourself. The more you sell yourself, the more you are giving the opportunities to yourself. The more opportunities you get, the more you do. The more you grow, the more you are good in your career. This is how what it is been told. So cultivating your broad network is very, very, very important nowadays. You can connect yourself through LinkedIn, through co-workers, through your boss, through telling him to take you for presentation. You are not needed for the presentation. You don't have to do anything with the presentation. But request him, can I join the presentation? Sit at the back bench. Have a tea. Try to understand what is going on in the presentation. Try to analyze the thing. Be approachable to the people who are joined the presentation. Doesn't mean that you will take the last chair and just have a sip of tea. You start building your networking. These are the ways where you can reach people. These are the ways where people try to look at you as a person, as an employee. People try to look at you as what you are. Yes, he's here, though he was not needed. Because he wants to learn things. Because he's here to expose himself. Next one is voluntarily available. What is voluntarily available? Willingly. I'm ready to do this. You tell me, I'm always ready. I will take time out of my busy schedule. These are the people who are always needed. Don't pack yourself in the room. Keep the doors, windows open. Always see that wherever you are needed, you should be always be present there, wherever you are needed. Now, how will you identify your need? You should identify whether the work is going directly to the management, whether the work is been counted for the performance appraisal, whether my senior has done any kind of this work and today he's been promoted for this. For this, you should be a very good listener. Don't speak anything in the organization because you are intern or you have just joined the job, but be a good listener. कहाँ कौन क्या बात कर रहा है and analyze the thing. This is very much needed. And lastly, I'm telling you, you do so many things, but you don't take the credit of it. That is totally. When I am doing hard work, when I am doing smart work, when I am part of the team, when I am the part of that team, I should be getting the credit. Look at it or make it a point that you get the credit of your hard work. It should not happen that you are in a team and the team leader is only taking the credit. A team leader should always say this is achieved with the help of my co-workers, with the help of my team. But where you find that it was very difficult, some task was very difficult, and I was the person who has solved the task. You should make a notice of it that your leader is giving the credit to you. Because unless and until you are given the credit, nobody will notice it. You are not visible, you are not seen, you are not noticed. People don't find that you are there in the organization. The biggest task nowadays is the same thing. You get a job, but to make yourself visible, differentiate yourself from the team, that yes, this is the person, he is the heart of the team, he is a part of the organization, he is a part of the department. Try to get credit for what you are doing. Appreciation is very, very, very important. You get an appraisal form. Appraisal form is in written format. It is in the file. Nobody will come to know what you have done. So whenever there are suggestions given there down in an appraisal form, you see to it that you write there that I have done this, I have done that. For next, I am willing to get an appreciation letter. If the company is not having the policy of providing appreciation letters, it is you who have to tell the HR. I will be motivated if I get an appreciation for this achievement. This is what is to be told. Give a letter is nothing. Take what you can say a letterhead. Appreciate the person. Few lines for his great work and a stamp and a seal. But that will give credit to you in public, which will always play as a motivation tool for the employees. But if you find that credit is not given to your work, so don't say like this, छोड़ो यार, no credit. हम काम कर रहे हैं, हम काम कर रहे हैं, हम काम कर रहे हैं और क्रेडिट कोई और लेके जा रहा है, इसलिए हम काम नहीं कर रहे. This approach is totally wrong. You start doing the work and start demanding the credit. Yes, I have done this. I would be very happy if the HR provides me with the appreciation letter. So these are few of the things where you find yourself that you can be noticed in within the organization and when you are as a student. Many a times you face an interview. Now I will give you some of the hints how to face an interview. Many a times so that you can upgrade, not only upgrade, update your skills to the HR. The moment you update your skills to the HR, they will come to know that yes, now you will say, Madam, everything was written in the CV. She has read my CV. No, they don't read your CV. This is honestly, I'm telling, they don't read your CV. Your CV is done, your scrutiny is done by an assistant. Sometimes it is computer based because if the CV, if they have their company form, online company form, then it is done by the computer itself because the computer is given that this only, what you can say, command only. Having an experience of 2 and 4, about 2 and 4, having so and so skills, it is given that pointer, having so and so skills, then you have been scrutinized. But if it is done physically, manually, it is done by the assistant. The person who has scrutinized you is never sitting on the table for the interview. The third person, the HR, is coming for the interview, and scrutiny is done by her assistant. So don't say or don't take it for granted that okay, she has read my CV and so I am being called. They don't read your CV. They don't only have that much of work reading your CV. When they sit in front of you, or when you are sitting in front of them, that time they just go put an eye on your CV. And then they are asking you, and when you are telling them, they are going through your CV. Or they don't sometimes read your CV. They are only here, acha bolo, introduce yourself. And that introduction is really, really important because I'm again telling, they don't read your CV. Introduce yourself. That time they are listening to what you're telling. So make it a point. This is my experience. You have to tell them experience. If you don't have the experience, you have to tell them the skills. If you're telling them the skills, how we have implemented the skills, how we have utilized the skills, how we have shared the skills is also important. How you have helped your students, co-students is also important. This will show that you are a person of helpful nature. You are a person where people feel approachable, correlated persons. Okay, this is what very important. The moment they say that okay, introduce yourself, try to don't highlight your education qualification and all that. Many a times people get stressed on education qualification. Try to highlight on the things where they are experienced of, where you can be thought of, where they can think, like skills, courses, certifications, activities you have done through your what you can say through your MBA course, any participation certificate you have. This is what you have to do. Okay. Now, if you want the HR to ask the next question to you, tell me something about HR analytics. How will you answer this question? Madam, I have also done the course in HR analytics and I have completed my project with the help of HR analytics for my summer internship. The HR analytic course have given me a mindset to complete the to complete the SIP project, wherein I utilized उसमें के एक दो tools, okay, wherein I have utilized these tools and stop and end your sentence. The next question she will be asking you. So, do you know these tools? You have told her, na? I have used HR analytics 1, 2, 3 tools. The next question she will be asking you. Do you know 4, 5 skills? 4th, 5th and 6th one also? You will answer yes. So can you use these tools when we are going for performance appraisal in HR? Because the HR, consider that the interview is for HR specialization. That time she will ask the question. Can we use these tools for HR performance or performance appraisal? Yes, you are the best in answering that because you have done HR analytics too. So you will answer, right? So this is how you will make a point that you end up the question in such a way, answer the question in such a way that the next question she will ask you as and how you want. Okay. I would like to stop here because we are running out of time. And before ending the session, anyone has any query, you're free to ask.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
The way you have given the example of HR interview, the same way you can give the example of finance interview in short, please.
You're from finance specialization.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ishika.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ishika, say for example, you're going for a finance interview. And what opposition would you like to apply? Are you in first year or second year?
Second year, ma'am.
Second. Okay.
Yes.
And you have completed your internship in which
I have
company?
some in Kuber Investor. It is a
Sorry.
broking firm.
Sorry.
It's a broking firm. It's a broking firm, ma'am.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. Now, the moment you go for a finance interview, advanced Excel is very much needed. I have already told you. And if the interviewer says that the interview is for a bank, okay, we'll consider it is for a bank. And the interview says that introduce yourself. This is a common question. You have introduced yourself very nicely. She has asked you a question related. Very important if you are in MBA without having an experience, you should always talk about your project. Okay. Always highlight your project and the different tools you have used to complete the project. So you have given very nice answer and she's very impressed because you have told her this answer. And now she's talking about how do you use your tools in if you are selected, how do you use your tools in the bank sector? Okay, this is the question she has asked you because you have said that these are the tools I have used to complete my SIP report. She's asking you that, okay, now tell me which are the tools you would be using to to implement in the bank. The moment she asks you this question, you have completed your course, you have utilized the tools, you would be telling her, yes, madam, these are some of the tools with the banking sectors. I have learned this. I know this. This is utilized in this way. They need only the basic answer. Advanced कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए रहता है HR को. They only want to test whether you know or you don't know कि आप fake मार रहे हो. क्योंकि any person who is sitting as an HR is not knowing all the knowledge. वो भी आपके जैसे human being ही है. उसको सब आता है ऐसा नहीं है. But आप fake मार रहे हो, इतना तो knowledge उनके पास रहता है. Because she is the interview. Okay. So you should be in a position to tell us, yes, madam, these are the tools I can implement while working in a bank. She will ask any more things. If you don't know, honestly say, no, madam. This is what I know till now, but I would learn if I'm been selected. If any more are needed for doing the work, I will learn it. This is what has been expected. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Harshali, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Students, would you like to ask any question? Please, may I ask? Okay.
It
Thank
seems
you so much, ma'am.
they have gone. Yes.
No, ma'am. Actually, it's a very wonderful session, and we required that kind of session for our students because now interviews and other sessions will started, and students demand that we required that kind of sessions. What kind of questions They may
Yes,
ask
madam,
in
no issues. We have a set of questions and a standard typical answers also. If you need any time, we can have one more session. No issues at all. And that would be
Yes.
related to HR interviews only.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting my request and conduct the today's session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye students. Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Have a good day, ma'am.
I can leave now? Ma'am, can I leave now?
Yes, yes, ma'am, please.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Students, please fill the feedback form of today's session. झालं सेशन 12 पर्यंत असतं 12 सव्वा 12 पर्यंत